Jonathan Crane wasn't just rich, he was powerful, unimaginably wealthy, a quadrillionaire many times over. Yet, his life was shrouded in secrecy. He lived in the shadows. His secret? Jonathan Crane was a psychic. Not just any psychic, the most powerful one the world had ever seen. From childhood, visions plagued him, flashes of the future, glimpses into the darkest corners of people's minds. It was a gift and a curse. It isolated him, made him different. He used his wealth to build walls, fortresses of solitude to keep the world at bay. But Jonathan Crane was also a patriot. He loved his country. He saw its flaws, its darkness, but also its potential for good. His conscience wouldn't let him hide forever. He had a gift, and he would use it to protect the innocent. When the US government approached him, he saw a chance to make a difference, to use his powers for good. They offered him a position in their most secretive agency, the Department of Forgery, a department dedicated to combating the most intricate and dangerous forgeries. Jonathan Crane accepted. The Department of Forgery was an enigma, a phantom limb of the government, its existence known only to a select few. Its mission was simple: protect the nation from those who would undermine its very foundation through the art of deception. They were the silent guardians, the unseen protectors against counterfeit, fraud, and treachery. They fought a war in the shadows, a war against master forgers, skilled artisans of deceit who could replicate anything. From money to documents to identities, nothing was sacred. Their forgeries funded terrorism, destabilized economies, and sowed chaos across the globe. The department had experts in every field: forensic analysts, master printers, handwriting experts, and historians. But their most valuable asset was Jonathan Crane. His psychic abilities gave them an edge, an almost unfair advantage against their enemies. He could see through lies, uncover hidden agendas, predict their moves before they made them. The forgers were a motley crew, a syndicate of skilled artisans, each a master of their craft. They were led by a shadowy figure known only as the Weaver, a legend in the underworld, rumored to be able to forge anything. From ancient artifacts to modern masterpieces, they hid in plain sight, pillars of the community, respected businessmen, philanthropists, and even politicians. They used their wealth and influence to mask their true activities, donating to charities, sponsoring local events, all the while plotting to undermine the very nation that embraced them. Their current operation was their most ambitious yet, a plan to destabilize the American economy by flooding the market with counterfeit treasury bonds. It was a bold move, one that could cripple the nation. Crane's vision started subtly: flashes of green ink, the scratching of a quill pen, the faint scent of old parchment. As he delved deeper into the department's current case, the visions intensified. He saw faces, places, and symbols, but they remained frustratingly out of reach, obscured by a veil of static. He spent hours in his specially designed meditation chamber, a sensory deprivation tank combined with a Faraday cage, blocking out all external stimuli. It was here, in the silence of his own mind, that he could focus his powers. He saw them. A group, their faces obscured, huddled over a table. A printing press, its gears churning out sheets of freshly printed money. The visions were fragmented, disjointed, but one thing was clear: the threat was real, and it was imminent. He reported his findings to the director, a stern woman with eyes that had seen too much. She listened intently, her face etched with concern. Section 5, A Trail of Deception, Unmasking the Forgers. The investigation was a slow, painstaking process. Agents worked tirelessly, following every lead, every whisper. They infiltrated the forgers' network, posing as buyers and sellers in the shadowy world of counterfeit goods. Crane's visions provided crucial breakthroughs. He guided the agents, leading them to hidden warehouses, secret meetings, and clandestine drop-offs. Each step brought them closer to the heart of the conspiracy. The closer they got, the more dangerous it became. Agents disappeared. Others turned up dead, their bodies bearing the marks of professional assassins. The pressure mounted. The director, her face etched with worry, urged caution. But Crane knew time was running out. The forgers were close to achieving their goal. They had to be stopped. Section 6, The Heart of the Conspiracy, Striking at the Nation's Core. The investigation led them to an abandoned shipyard on the outskirts of Boston. It was here, in the shadow of rusting hulks, that the forgers had set up their operation. Crane, his senses on high alert, felt a palpable aura of danger. Inside they found a scene of organized chaos. Printing presses churned, spitting out counterfeit bills. Skilled artisans meticulously aged documents, their faces illuminated by the glow of antique lamps. The air hung heavy with the smell of ink, sweat, and fear. The Weaver, a tall, gaunt figure with eyes that seemed to hold ancient secrets, stood at the center of it all, directing his minions like a conductor leading a macabre orchestra. He smiled, a chillingly calm expression, as the agent stormed the warehouse. "You're too late," he said, his voice a low, menacing purr. "The wheels are already in motion." Section 7. The net tightens, closing in on the forgers. A chaotic melee erupted. Gunfire filled the air, the sharp crack of pistols echoing off the metal walls. Agents fanned out, engaging the forgers in a deadly dance. Crane, using his powers, anticipated their moves, guiding his fellow agents to safety. He saw bullets flying past his head in slow motion. He felt the heat of explosions before they even happened. He was a whirlwind of precognition, dodging danger with an almost supernatural grace. The forgers, though skilled, were no match for the combined might of the department and Crane's uncanny abilities. One by one they fell, their dreams of wealth and power crumbling around them. The Weaver, however, proved a more elusive target. He moved with a serpentine grace, dodging bullets and leaping over obstacles with an agility that belied his age. He was a phantom, a whisper of darkness that threatened to slip through their grasp. Section 8. Justice delivered. A watery grave for treachery. The chase led them to the docks. The Weaver, cornered, his eyes blazing with defiance, made a final stand. He pulled out a detonator, a manic grin spreading across his face. "Fools!" he screamed, his voice hoarse with rage. "You may have stopped me, but you'll never stop what's coming. The world will burn!" Crane, sensing his intentions, lunged, tackling the Weaver moments before he could trigger the explosives. The detonator clattered harmlessly to the ground. Justice was swift, no trials, no juries. The forgers, their crimes against the nation too great, were sentenced to the most fitting punishment. Bound to anchors, they were thrown overboard, their screams swallowed by the waves. The Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, vast and unforgiving, would be their final resting place. Section 9. The Aftermath. A nation reassured, a psychic's burden. The Department of Forgery, their mission a success, retreated back into the shadows. The nation breathed a sigh of relief, unaware of the silent victory that had been won. Jonathan Crane, hailed as a hero within the department, felt no joy, only a profound sadness. He had seen the darkness in the hearts of men. He had witnessed the depths of their greed and ambition. The experience left an indelible mark on his soul. He retreated back to his solitary existence, haunted by the faces of the forgers, their pleas for mercy echoing in his mind. He knew that his gift, his curse, would forever bind him to the shadows. A silent guardian, protecting a nation that would never truly understand the sacrifices he had made.